Bem-vindos ao Metal Roll, onde o metal encontra o playground. Jeff.
I didn't know what you said. I think he said, "Welcome to Metal Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground."
Indeed, I did.
I'm Jeff Rappaport.
I'm Matt Gibbons.
I'm Charlie Shaw.
Josh McNeil.
Alex Books.
Hey, dude.
John.
Jill.
All right. So in the news, we have Hatchet. They're releasing
Not
their
the movie.
not the movie, not the crappy movie.
I liked the movie.
You did?
What was the throw? It was a total throwback to Slash.
Molly Pitcher.
Molly
Hatchet. Molly Hatchet.
Not Molly Hatchet. Not the Southern Rock band.
Just plain Hatchet.
I thought you were talking Molly Pitcher.
Not Molly Pitcher, the famous Revolutionary War. I told you I'm old. I actually banged her.
Stop it!
Don't tell Maria. She should know about that.
It's sensitive.
So in the news, Hatchet. The real Hatchet, not Molly Hatchet, Molly Pitcher, Molly Ringwald, or anybody else. They have a new album called
Flirting with Disaster.
Dog Not Flirting with Disaster. They had the best shirts. Frank Frazetta did all the artwork for those, right?
Badass,
Yeah.
Artwork's better than the music.
Yep.
I would have to agree with that. They look like totally metal. Like, this is the best metal album ever. And you're like, I'm going to be no. That's not metal. False advertising.
Yep.
I'm calling it shenanigans.
Shenanigans, definitely.
Yeah, Molly
It's
Hatchet.
a little suspect. It's a
Yeah.
little suspect. Molly Hatchet.
So how about Hatchet? What do you guys think of Hatchet?
Wasn't my thing. They did it well.
Well, I was familiar with them anyway. I have their first album, Awaiting Evil. It's they're one of the newer wave of thrash bands that are kind of, they're trying to kind of be like the old school sounds, but it's not.
But
a lot
they're
of people-
15.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people criticize it. I'm just happy to hear new thrash music and new bands that don't sound like Linkin Park, so I'm inclined to just accept
that
it.
part.
Yeah, I got nothing
It's not
against
bad. It's not great,
people.
but it's not bad.
It's not their fault when they were born.
Hmm.
Like if I'm like,
Yeah.
sorry, I wasn't born in 1972.
That's what I'm saying.
or whatever,
If the newer generation of metal
Yeah.
kids is doing that rather than freaking Limp Bizkit kind of bullshit, then I'm all
Right.
for it. You know what I mean? That's good for them.
I'd rather hear somebody copy Bonded by Flood.
Yes.
Right. So you're behind that, but
You don't have to copy
It's still kind of
Exactly.
corny. I remember I was on one tour with I was playing guitar for Master on a tour, and these kids were like opened up the show, and they all had the tongues hanging out of the sneakers, and they all had the same like clothes, like
Exactly,
the hats all up like this, and I thought it was pretty cheesy though,
Right.
Yeah,
That's not
retro
authentic.
video.
What happened to
Yeah.
being like an individual?
It's a trend now.
Yeah, I know.
And copying a whole look, that's pretty gay though. I
Yeah,
have to say.
that's good. I agree.
But as far as the music though, you like that they approaching the music without not the image wise, but you like that they're approaching this music instead of doing something like One Direction or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
definitely.
mean, it's better than Linkin Park.
Exactly.
Well,
That's how-
it's not
I still won't buy
fabricated
it.
in the lab somewhere, so I'll give them credit for doing that. I think what I wrote down was that their solos were good. I
Yeah.
enjoyed their solos. I thought they were
Yeah.
well-rounded musicians, but again,
I give all those bands a chance, pretty much the newer thrash bands. And
Like
there's-
Bonded by Blood.
yeah. Some of them are really good, like Bonded by Blood. I think
Right.
is pretty good. Municipal Waste, obviously.
I love Municipal Waste. Yeah.
Some of them are not as good. Hatchet, I put somewhere in the middle, personally, like as far as how good they are.
I said the vocals. I only heard the stuff off of Waiting Evil. I mean, they have a new album coming out. The Waiting Evil came out in 2008, so this is 2012. So they said that it's supposed to be heavier, more aggressive,
Yeah.
and more professional. The old stuff sounded a lot like early Death Angel. I thought.
Kind of, yeah.
Did you hear that? Like
Yeah.
you guys like the ultraviolence kind of thing. That's what it sounded like to me. No, nobody.
I liked it.
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
I like
It's in
the
that,
old
you're
ones.
talking about that
That's it.
style.
Yeah.
Vocals are kind of funny on that.
Well, that's
It
what.
screams like a girl.
Right, that's what the vocals sound like on here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, let's not listen to that then.
Like classic old school thrash metal, like from like. Yeah.
Sounds like a dream come true.
You've been waiting for it.
They have a different vocalist.
Oh, you
on
said
this,
Dark Angel first.
Is there a different
Yes,
vocalist?
The thing I read didn't say what he played originally,
that's what I
but
thought.
one of the band's
Sorry,
founders,
what did he say?
Jules Ramos, actually is doing the vocals. So I guess maybe he was another guitar player, and maybe he's doing guitar and vocals now or whatever. But
Yeah, they said
so
they're
the
going to
vocals
go.
will be different than on Waiting Evil.
Yeah, it says it's going to be more aggressive, so they're going to go heavier. It was pretty heavy to begin with, but I guess
Yeah,
they're
it's
going to go.
thrash metal.
Yeah, maybe they're going to go more like a lot of times. A lot of these death metal
Definition of
bands are saying to the thrash metal now too. Like we were talking about, Is Grim? You know, Is Grim?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
They consider themselves thrash metal, and that sounds more death metal to me. So I'm thinking that a lot of these bands are going more in that direction, where they say they're thrash metal, but they're almost like death metal. So I don't know if this is where they're going. They're going away from the Death Angel vocals more into that.
maybe. Also, something interesting. The album's called Dawn of the End, and they're on the End Records. There's a lot of end there.
Yeah,
It's pretty metal.
and that brings us to
The end.
Thank you. Good segue.